So the hardest part of going on an adventure is sometimes getting the participants to participate. So we have a daddy daughter adventure plan for today. We're gonna go ride the e-bikes in San Francisco. Not sure if we're gonna catch the ferry over or how we're getting there, but maybe the truck. I'm gonna load up the truck just in case because we gotta go to the ferry anyways. But part of the adventure is getting her out of bed.
Ready to go. Oh wait, almost forgot.
Here we are on the way to the city. For us, the city is San Francisco, California.
Our day starts across from the ferry building at Embarcadero Plaza, home to the Villancourt Fountain, a massive brutalist concrete sculpture formed in 1971. Most days the water isn't even running, and in the winter the whole plaza becomes an outdoor ice rink with lights and you name it, it's there. It's quite beautiful. This morning there was a peaceful Muslim protest happening, not unusual. This plaza sits just steps away from the UN Plaza, the regional headquarters for several UN programs for the west coast of America. San Francisco is where the UN Charter was signed in 1945, and because of that history, activism has always had a home here. And right here in this same plaza is where I used to shop for produce, when me and a couple of my chef buddies cooked the entire menu for my own wedding. I was shucking oysters 5 minutes before I had to walk down the aisle. It was awesome. This spot has always been a crossroads of food, culture, and people. Embarcadero Square is always home to a bunch of artists that sell their goods. You have vendors that make their own pottery, all the way to people that make their own paintings, and a lot of pictures of the neighboring areas. Just across the street is the ferry building. Built in 1898, this used to be the gateway to San Francisco before the bridges existed. Everyone arrived here by boat. Now it's a temple barrier of food culture, artesian bread, fresh oysters, specialty coffee, cheese, seasonal produce, and restaurants that you can find throughout Northern California have a home and a foothold in the ferry building. Outside you can see is a vibrant and well-stocked farmers market where all the locals come to shop. From the ferry building we follow the waterfront trail toward the Bay Bridge. Waves on one side, the city behind us, and the hum of traffic ahead. If we kept following this road all the way around, it would take us to Giants Stadium. But we're going to make a U-turn and go up into our first destination, which is our first coffee shop. San Francisco has upgraded a lot of bike infrastructure. Many intersections now give bikes their own signal, and that signal is just for bikes to cross and cars stay put.
Right now we're at Phil's.
Phil's Coffee started in the Mission District here in San Francisco in 2003 and totally changed the coffee game by focusing on one thing, one cup of coffee at a time. That's right, they do a hand-blended pour-over made to order. So as you walk in, you'll see all these coffee cups lined up on the counter with the apparatus on top of it where they pour hot water over the grounds and it gets nice and creamy and it slowly drips into the coffee. So this is definitely a place where you need to spend a little time because it's going to take a minute to get your coffee. It's kind of like San Francisco in a cup. Coffee culture meets San Francisco. It's a little taste of Melbourne in a cup. Bluestone Lane brings Melbourne cafe culture to San Francisco. It was founded by Nick Stone, a former Australian rules football player. And no, Australian rules football isn't rugby. It's fast, non-stop. It's a mashup of soccer, basketball, and American football, all blended into this high-energy sport. Bluestone's cafe vibe reflects the same energy. My daughter always gets a dirty chai. Bluestone was her favorite of the day. When I worked at Whole Foods in the city, I'd always stop by Joe and the Juice to get extra work done. It had a nice vibe. It was like a DJ booth meets a juice bar meets a coffee shop. Very hip. I got my usual, a triple shot over ice, a splash of oat milk, and 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup. My daughter went for a dirty chai this time. Copenhagen energy, San Francisco coastline, perfect mid-morning fuel. Joe and the Juice was founded in Copenhagen and brought to America, specifically the San Francisco Bay Area. And both of us are starting to feel the buzz. Next up is De La Coffee. De La Coffee brings Yemeni coffee tradition to the heart of San Francisco. They also have a sister cafe in Berkeley, California. We've been to both. This one by far is the best. Yemen has some of the oldest coffee methods in the world, and their spice latte is unlike anything else in this city. A must try. They also use these old traditions where they have copper pots with a long wooden handle so they can heat it up in the open flame, and it looks elegant and it's a great conductor of heat, and then they pour it right into their coffee cups. Sight Glass is like this engine room of a third wave coffee. Big roasters, massive burlap sacks everywhere, a tasting bar that feels more scientific like a lab than it does a tasting bar. Sight Glass supplies beans to some of the best restaurants in the Bay Area. You'll even find their beans inside the kitchens, such as Chez Panisse, the birthplace of the farm-to-table movement. And their single origin pour-over means the beans come from one farm, one harvest, one region, one cup at a time. Well, we wrapped up the city part of our adventure, and now we're off to, you got it, Napa Valley, home of our own wine country and some of the best wines in the world. Bay behind us, wine country in front of us.
What's that time?
It's time for no.
When coffee beans roast, they lose water and get less dense, but caffeine stays about the same. Dark roasts have slightly less caffeine by wake, but more by scoop. Light roast, 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams per gram. Medium, 1.4 to 1.6. Dark, 1.3 to 1.5. In an 8-ounce cup, light 100 to 130 milligrams. Medium 95 to 125. Dark, 90 to 120. Brew method affects caffeine more than roast. Flavor changes most. The only material difference between espresso and drip coffee is the brew method, coarse ground mixed with water versus fine ground steamed. Espresso is 6 to 8 times as strong as drip coffee, depending on recipes and preparation method. The fact that you are drinking a significantly concentrated brew of the same coffee is going to make certain aspects of its flavor profile much more pronounced. Crema is the golden brown foam on top of espresso made when hot water and pressure force oils and carbon dioxide out of the coffee. It's made of tiny bubbles that trap flavor and aroma, giving espresso a rich look and creamy mouthfeel. Good crema means fresh beans and proper extraction. Thai tea is a sweet ice drink made from strong black tea, blended with sugar, condensed milk, and spices like star anise or cardamom, giving it its signature orange color and creamy flavor. It has about 40 to 60 milligrams caffeine per cup, less than coffee's 95 to 150 milligrams, making it smoother and less energizing, but still refreshing. Black tea is made from fully oxidized tea leaves, giving it a dark color and bold flavor. It has about 40 to 70 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup, while coffee has 95 to 150 milligrams. So black tea has roughly half the caffeine of coffee. It's rich, slightly bitter, and often enjoyed plain or with milk and sugar. Chai tea, or masala chai, is black tea brewed with milk, sugar, and spices like cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, and cloves. It's creamy, spiced, and aromatic. One 8-ounce cup has about 40 to 70 milligrams of caffeine, less than coffee's 95 to 150 milligrams, offering a gentler energy boost with warming, comforting flavors. Good coffee is widely considered a blend of science and art, combining precise technical knowledge with creative, intuitive skill to create a superior sensory experience. The science provides the foundation of reproducible quality, while the art involves nuanced adjustments to flavor profiles based on personal taste and sensory feedback. In essence, science provides the tools, art provides the passion. This moment was brought to you by Rambo, the best in personal mobile defense.
Pardon the interruption, Justin from Gnomish Adventures here to let you know our website is up and live. That's right, you can find vlogs there, you can find past and future videos, you can also find digital itineraries. They give you all these different places to go and must-see sites at each city from around the world. You'll find over 30 readily available and ready to download. All you have to do is become a member and it's all free. So what are you waiting for? If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and hit the like button. Let's get cracking. So our first stop in Napa is Napa City proper, and we're going to the home of everything that the wine country has to offer. There's restaurants, there's different types of cooking ware, there's Fieldwork Brewery, there's the CIA, and for those of you who don't know, that's Culinary Institute of America. There's also Model Bakery, which has some most delicious breads. And in the middle of all this is the Oxbow Public Market. It's a great place to find food from all over the valley. It's very similar to the Ferry Building, as in it has restaurants from all over the valley represented in a small place under one roof. It's fantastic. We stopped and got a slice of pizza, and I may have had a beer instead of a coffee here. So from there, we go to where I used to work, the outfield. This is where I first started off in my culinary journey. I started off at Bouchon, and I was an opening chef for Thomas Keller there. And I would go on my lunch breaks and always go down to Bistro Gianti. So it was a must-do stop from my daughter and I. Their tables, they have individual tables, but they also have a couple of tables that are community tables. So you sit down with complete strangers and enjoy your snack. Today we got a lemon sorbet served inside of a lemon cup. It was quite delicious, and it brought me back to those 18-hour days and the next day before work, coming in and getting a pig trotter and a lemon sorbet to go and eating while I'm getting ready to start my day. Then we walked to the French Laundry. Across the street from the French Laundry, I would have to go over and mandatory 1 hour a week and pick greens. Sometimes we would pick out weeds. Back then, it wasn't as developed as it is now. Now, it's just like anything else TK does. Magnificent. I took a tour of the gardens. They look way, way different from when I started. And even the system he has in place to wash everything and collect everything, and where you put the bins and where you pick up the bins. It's awesome. I hope you enjoy the footage. French Laundry was one of the first 3 Michelin star restaurants in California. 3 Michelin star restaurants? Well, let's see. People have lost a star in Europe, and some have lost from 3 to 2 to 1 star and committed suicide. That's how serious it is when it comes to how people feel about their stars in the upper echelon of the culinary world. Fun fact about TK, if you've ever watched Ratatouille, that was his dish that the rat made. and he was the consulting chef for the whole movie. So that kitchen was a kitchen from where he staged at a famous 3-star restaurant in Paris. He recreated it, and they were able to replicate it through their drawing magic. After there, we stopped by and had a TK Oreo cookie at the Bouchon Bakery. Cruised through the restaurant at Bouchon's just to show my daughter where I used to work. It was really fun. And their bathrooms, still amazing. Bright red, and this community sink that is so cool. So, next stop is one of my favorite nurseries that I've ever been to. It's actually a nursery that's part of a lumber store / hardware store. It's a local hardware store for the city of St. Helena, but their nursery is top notch. My son has built a pond in our backyard. A lot of our pond plants have came from that nursery, as well as a lot of potted plants that we have around our yard. It's really interesting because it's situated right across from Highway 29, which is a famous highway that runs the length of Napa Valley, and it's right next door in throwing distance to the train tracks for the Napa Valley wine train. We might even see it go by today. That's another must-do thing if you're in the valley, is you go have a meal on the wine train. It goes from lower valley to upper valley, and it serves different foods paired with a great selection of wines. A must-do day trip. We didn't walk to St. Helena, we were losing daylight. So from the nursery, we hopped on the e-bikes and rode straight to Gott's. Golden light, warm air, vineyards glowing all around us. This was a cool down ride that tied the whole day together. Gott's Roadside has been feeding wine country since back when it was called Tailored Refreshers. I remember when I worked for Dean and DeLuca, I was a deli manager there. We would have our meetings at Gott's. And back then you were able to have a glass of wine with your hamburger. It was a great way to talk about topics, new and old, and what the future held for us. Gott's is retro, casual, iconic. We grabbed our dinner, sat at the picnic tables, and let the entire day settle in. From the bay to the hay, from scooters to e-bikes, from coffee shops to Michelin star landmarks, from concrete plazas to vineyard rows. Days like this aren't guaranteed. You have to plan them, you have to protect them, and you have to show up for them.
And this is Justin from No Mission Adventures, signing out. Let's get cracking.